The Marvel Cinematic Universe already has a good presence in the Disney parks around the world, but this D23 Expo, many new experiences were announced and showcased that will soon be built in several parks, with the Avengers Campus expansion coming to Disney California Adventure that will double the land's footprint with 2 new rides, Avengers Infinity Defense and Stark Flight Lab. Shanghai Disneyland and Hong Kong Disneyland will soon offer 2 exclusive Avengers-themed rides, and that's what we'll be focusing on today, because who doesn't think a Spider-Man coaster and Tower of Terror sound cool?
Oh boy!
Before we begin, if you enjoy my content and this video, make sure to leave a like and consider subscribing as I upload weekly videos on theme parks from the past to the future. If you want to go the extra mile, consider becoming a channel member. You can find me over at Twitter, Instagram, Threads, and in the Discord community where theme park fans come together. Links are in the description. With that, let's dig in. Sometime before the D23 Expo took place a couple of weeks ago, I made a video regarding the rumors and available information regarding a brand new land coming to Shanghai Disneyland. A lot of what I said turned out to be true, while others are still to be known. Here's what Imagineer Scott Trowbridge had to say about it.
That's a great idea, and we're really excited about this one because it's the first time we're going to tell a Marvel story in a major attraction in Shanghai. And that story features one of Marvel's most enduring and globally popular characters, and a longtime personal favorite of mine, Spider-Man. Now, this is going to be a high-energy thrill coaster with all the excitement of a Marvel story. Now, I don't want to give away the story, but it seems that Peter Parker has gotten himself, well, and us, in a bit of a tight spot. And weirdly, it seems that wherever Peter goes, Spidey's not so far away. Coincidence? Yeah, well, we'll find out. So we're going to have to follow Spidey at very high speeds to get us out of trouble. It's going to be a real thrill ride.
So, as Scott has said, this land will have one major new attraction that will be a thrilling roller coaster themed to none other than Spider-Man. I went into big detail when it comes to the layout of the coaster last video, which I'll leave linked if you want to check out. But let's quickly see some of the elements to be found here. First of all, it's expected to have quite a big capacity with 2 loading and unloading stations, similarly to other rides like Big Thunder Mountain or the newer Guardians of the Galaxy Cosmic Rewind in Epcot. The coaster will be outside, which isn't all that normal for the Disney parks, but it'll still have a lot of theming and elements. The trains will move to the first launch, inside what I presume will be a show scene since it's at a building. Guests will be shot backwards here and make their way around a good part of the premises like this, until reaching the second and largest inside show scene, which is showcased here in this new concept art. As the trains slow down and enter this scene, a track switch activates, and after whatever is supposed to be happening here happens, seemingly a big explosion, guests are shot at high speeds to continue making their way around the rest of the track, this time facing forward. The second concept art is hard to understand where it's located, but my guess is in the later parts of the coaster, around this large theming set that could very well be these large containers. What this concept does give is something that I think will be very important to the success of the coaster as a themed attraction, and that is moving elements and animatronics. The ride appears to be somewhat bare compared to the usual Disney coasters, but if they can have many moving pieces, in this case canisters falling, with Spider-Man appearing and protecting us, it could work very nicely with the 2 show scenes. In the last video I said I could see the coaster either have a more traditional system or an omni-mover coaster like Cosmic Rewind. Unfortunately, that does not appear to be the case. What remains to be seen is a larger view of the land itself, as a large merchandise store and a meet and greet location, possibly like the portal location in Paris' Avengers Campus, will also be present. Works have already started in what will become this land, so hopefully we'll learn more soon. Ultimately, it'll be a different approach than what we're used to see Disney doing, but that also makes the whole thing very exciting. Well then, let's now make our way from Shanghai to Hong Kong, where another brand new ride will soon begin construction. Hong Kong Disneyland isn't stranger to the Avengers, as Marvel has had a presence in Tomorrowland for several years now. Currently, there are 2 Marvel-based attractions in the park, with a Stark Expo theme. These being the Iron Man Experience, similar to Star Tours, and the Ant-Man and the Wasp NATO Battle, a rethemed Buzz Lightyear Astro Blasters. Several years ago, it was announced that the Avengers Quinjet attraction, also being developed for Disney California Adventure, would be built here as well, to take over Autopia. Since then, Autopia closed down, and it was demolished in preparation for a ride that was never built, due to issues ranging from the development of the ride system to the COVID-19 pandemic that hit all the theme parks around the world. California's version was also cancelled and evolved into what we now know as Infinity Defense, a large-scale e-ticket attraction that'll take riders to several corners of the multiverse. However, while we believed Hong Kong would be getting a clone, it turns out that isn't true, as a completely different and unique ride will soon start construction. Here's what Scott had to say about it.
Alright, we're going to move to Hong Kong Disneyland. Okay. We have a strong Marvel presence there already, and it's about to get even stronger, I understand, right?
You're absolutely right. Back in 2017, Hong Kong welcomed the Stark Expo to Tomorrowland with the Iron Man Experience. And then 2 years later, we debuted Ant-Man and the Wasp Nano Battle to round out the expo there. And now I'm excited to share that we're working to open up the next edition to the expo. So it seems Hong Kong fans, all right, awesome. Tony Stark and the Avengers have invited some of the most brilliant scientists from across the Marvel Universe to collaborate on some new technology and inventions. He's even invited a young Peter Parker as an up-and-coming science intern. And I just gotta say, the fact that Peter Parker is there is completely unrelated to the fact that Spider-Man is in this rendering. Can we just all agree on that? Okay. Thank you. Unfortunately, all of this new tech draws the type of attention you never wanted from one of Spider-Man's most formidable villains. So now Peter, has to save the day and us, and we get caught up right in the middle of all this action. It's going to be a huge, literally, addition to Hong Kong Disneyland.
Yeah, sounds great. I'm excited fan.
With that, we got a glimpse into the storyline of the attraction, but not really what the ride will be like. So that's when we have to focus on the concept art given. First of all, the Spider-Man villain appears to be Dr. Otto Octavius, or Doc Ock. He's behind the technology being developed and showcased in this new area of the Stark Expo, and Spidey has to stop him and save the day. When it comes to what we can expect, it looks like this will be a Tower of Terror style attraction, as we can clearly see in this concept art with an elevator falling inside a shaft. Disney has 4 Tower of Terrors around the world. The original theme to the Twilight Zone in Orlando, with lower thrills in a shorter up and down sequence, but featuring a large dark ride part. And Guardians of the Galaxy Mission Breakout, a rethemed model that's also present in Paris and Tokyo, with a different theme in the latter. These have 3 elevator shafts and can offer more thrills depending on the program chosen. Paris, similarly to California, has several possible ride sequences, with different scenes and drop sequences, making the experience even more thrilling and re-rideable. With this, would Tower of Terror fit where the ride is going? Yes, it most definitely can. The expansion plot dedicated to the Avengers ride is just over 2 acres of land. It would actually leave quite a bit of room for other experiences, from a restaurant, shop, meet and greets, or others. The railroad tracks leading to the maintenance bay and storage could possibly be changed to get an even larger plot of land too. Here is what Tower of Terror would roughly look like, just to give you an idea of the space Imagineers are working with. So, the space needed is there. Where I get some doubts is how tall Tower of Terror is, coming in at over 60 meters. This could disrupt the sightlines of the park quite a bit, even if located at an edge. So the question now is, will this be an entirely new layout with an updated ride system? There's room to build something completely new, perhaps with large dark ride sequences before reaching the tower parts. There's also the possibility of sinking the elevator shafts into the ground a few stories, which would offer the same level of thrills but a much clearer sightline. While something completely new would be the best case scenario, the research and development is done, and so are the plans for another clone. So as you can see, there truly are many different possibilities here. Unfortunately, not a lot has been shared by Disney or Hong Kong Disneyland regarding this ride, but hopefully, building permits and new information comes soon. When it does, I'll be here to go through everything there is to go over. So, with that, which ride are you most looking forward to? What do you think about Disney's new approach at the coaster? Let me know down below. And now, as always, thank you for watching, and that's a wrap.